If you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I've mentioned Manly Palmer Hall before. Manly wasn't just a 33-degree Mason, he was also a researcher into spiritual truths. And while his work isn't a how-to on manifestation in the way that we talk about it today, within his writings are principles that unlock how reality actually works and how you can shift it. So in this video, I want to break down the 4 laws that give you the ability to consciously shape the reality around you. Not wishful thinking and not blind optimism, actual structured creation. These are the law of balance, the law of resonance, the law of creation, and the law of awareness. So if you ever wondered how to get control of your experiences, this is it. So let's break them down one by one. So the law of balance is simple to understand but often overlooked. It states that reality always returns to an equilibrium. This isn't a spiritual concept, it's observable in nature. Water finds its level, ecosystems restore themselves, and you're built on balance too. Manly wrote that an imbalance in your internal world, emotions, thoughts, beliefs, will manifest imbalance on the outside. If you're angry all the time, you create conflict. If you're needy or desperate, you'll repel what you want. And why is this? Because you're broadcasting a signal that says I'm not whole, and the universe, like a mirror, reflects that lack of wholeness back to you. So to apply this, ask yourself, where am I trying too hard? Or where am I resisting what is? If you're forcing success, it usually slips away. But when you create from a balanced state, not too high and not too low, you move in harmony with the laws of nature. Balance is power in stillness. This is why mystics meditate. It's why initiates observe instead of react. Reality isn't manipulated by control, it's guided by alignment. When you're balanced, what you want doesn't need to be chased, it arrives. One of Manly's deepest points is that imbalance can come from overidentification. You believe you are your job, your relationship, your fear. But true balance comes when you return to the observer, the awareness behind it all. Detachment isn't about indifference, it's about regaining your center. Think of a pendulum. If it swings too far in one direction, it must swing equally far back. But if you remain centered, you are unaffected by the chaos, and reality follows suit. So in practice, start observing your emotional spikes. Every extreme emotion is a signal that you're out of alignment. Your job isn't to suppress it, but to recognize it and return to the middle. Over time, it becomes second nature, and your external life starts reflecting this quiet mastery. The law of resonance says that like attracts like, not metaphorically, but literally. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. This law is behind every successful manifestation. If your internal world is radiating fear, guilt, or powerlessness, you'll find experiences that match those frequencies. It's not a punishment, it's a reflection, a resonance. So if you want to manipulate reality, become the version of you that already lives the desired life that you want. Don't think like them, think as them. Don't hope they show up, realize they already exist, and you're merging with them. Manly wrote that the universe is like a giant echo chamber. You send out a signal and it returns amplified. So if you get stuck, stop asking what do I need to get, and start asking what am I putting out. So one powerful practice is to record in your own voice the desired life that you want, and then play it back daily. That frequency becomes your default. Reality has no choice, it starts resonating with you. Resonance works because the universe responds to internal conviction, not outward appearance. If you smile but feel broken inside, the vibration being emitted is still one of disconnection. On the other hand, if you feel full, safe, and confident, no matter what your outer world looks like, that's what begins to reflect back. Even symbols and environments hold resonance. That's why spiritual traditions emphasize altars, incense, and sacred spaces. They help you tune in to a different frequency. Your room, your clothes, your daily words, everything is an emitter. Tune them all to the future that you've chosen, and the resonance does the rest. So Manly didn't say thought becomes things in those exact words, but that's at the heart of the law of creation. He taught that consciousness is the primary creative force of the universe. And if that's true, then your attention is divine power in motion. This law says whatever you focus on expands. The seed of reality is planted in imagination. Not fantasy, not daydreaming, true imagination. The inner act of seeing, feeling, and knowing a thing into being. So the mistake that most people make is that they try to create while still doubting. They hope it happens, but hope isn't creation, it's hesitation. Creation is certainty. It's looking at the invisible and knowing it's already solid. Manly referenced the ancients who understood the power of symbols, rituals, and visions because they bypassed the conscious mind. That's the key. You don't think about what you want. You create it from a state of already having it. You're not waiting for reality to catch up. You're choosing which version of reality you're stepping into. The act of creation isn't building something from nothing, but just choosing what already exists, just like tuning a radio. So here's the secret most people miss. Every moment is creation, not just when you're visualizing or scripting. Every reaction, complaint, or story you tell yourself, it's all creative energy. If you're constantly saying this always happens to me, that's a creative act. You build a structure with your words. So what do you do instead? Become deliberate. Use your imagination like a tool, not an escape. Speak as if it's done, feel as if it's real, and move as if it's already yours. That's how the ancients created wonders, and so do you. So the law of awareness is the master key. You can't change what you're unaware of. Manly taught that most people are living in a dream, what he called symbolic ignorance. You're the victim of your life and not the architect. Awareness is your ability to observe your beliefs, your patterns, your identity, without judgment. It's the moment you realize, wait, I've been repeating this because I thought it was the truth. Once you see the loop, you're no longer inside it, and you can rewrite it. Awareness is always what brings power to the other three laws. Balance requires awareness of imbalance. Resonance requires awareness of your vibration. And creation requires awareness of what you're imagining. So one practice is to journal, as if you're watching your life like a film. What feelings show up? What scenes repeat? Don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this showing me? Manly believed that true initiation wasn't about rituals or titles. It was about self-knowing. You're not here to chase a version of yourself. You're here to remember who you already are. So here's where it gets practical. Your awareness removes the fog. When you're aware that your reaction is based on a childhood wound, not the present situation, you stop feeding the illusion. You reclaim your power. To try this, catch yourself mid-thought and ask yourself, who's thinking this? Is this real or a program? The more you observe, the more you realize you're not your thoughts. You're witnessing them. That's when you stop reacting and start creating. With awareness, you start to see reality as malleable. You recognize every pattern as a choice that you once made, and that means that it can be unmade. This is the moment of real power, when you realize you were never stuck, you were just unconscious. So what does this all mean? Well, to manipulate reality, you don't need to twist it with force. It's to know the rules of the game and choose how to play. Manly wasn't given formulas. He was shown the principles behind all magic, all mysticism, and all manifestation. Reality isn't fixed, it's fluid. And it's responding to you, always. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and join this amazing community of like-minded people. As always, thank you so much for your engagement and support. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.